I love vans. I absolutely love vans. They're just so practical. You can do so much with them, so many things. 3 seats in the front on these Boxers is great because I can be in here with Emily and Vito. And we've got the whole of the back then to do it. A lot of people want access from the back to the front in case something happens, but nothing ever happens. And you lose that space. The behind here, behind the cab, that wall space now, we've got the kitchen worktop up and the garage access from the side. And a lot of people are like, oh, access to this, and then they twist the chairs around and try and like merge the cab with the back of the van. And I just think that's a bad idea. I also think with camper van designs, it's a bad idea to have that fixed bed at the back. And I know people, you get a bigger garage, but then you just fill it with rubbish. And nothing beats life, honestly, once you've got some food, some nice beverages, and you pull up at a location and you open those back doors to the van and you angle the van to that beach, the sights, the mountain, whatever it is, and you can sit down on the chairs there and then spill out onto the back. That's what a van's about. It's not about some fixed bed garage nonsense filling it with rubbish. It's about having it as a usable space. It's a very small space. Just as a side note, well, we've been getting rid of the stuff and doing yard sales, and we're consolidating our life into these 25 boxes that are stored down this side of the wall. And then Emily today comes back with a rocking horse. I was like, oh right, like the garage is big. The pushchair I put in it, it fits, fills up most of it. There'll be space for lots of other things, but like if we have a rocking horse, like, yeah, if we're moving into a mansion, I think that might be suitable. And we could take it, but then it would just be taking up half the van. It's a very, even though this is a big van, space, if we want to, we're trying to combine having it as an adventure enjoyable vehicle to actually have a nice time in and pull up and have some food and be able to have a nice day in, but also just transport our stuff. But things like rocking horses just might be a little bit too much. A little bit too much. It was just funny. I'm just selling all this stuff, and Emily comes back with a rocking horse. A free rocking horse, thank you for the rocking horse. But yeah, it's just we're selling stuff, sorting stuff, moving stuff, buying stuff. But yeah, I just love vans. I was just reminiscing. I was just sitting in the van, just doing bedtime with those guys, and Darren and I have been working in the van all day. And I just remember I've spoken about this on my channel before in the past about my last big regret purchase, like my last big regret, and it was when my car lease was over, and I got a bit of an inheritance money, so I could have bought, and it was in the form of a car, and I got about 8-9 grand. I sold the car about 8-9 grand, and this was a bit before moving to Bali, and yeah, the car wasn't for me. It was a good car, but it was my granddad's car, and yeah, I thought sell it, and I ended up buying some gold with that car, a gold bar, a small gold bar, which if I'd held on to would have been worth a lot more. So it was a wise investment if I'd hold on to it, and that's 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 the biggest one of the lessons I'm going to thread into a lot of my investing education for you all about, yeah, buying and holding and not overcomplicating things. But yeah, I think I bought some gold with that money, and I had some money left over, so I could have bought a car, and then I was just toing and fromming because somebody that I knew somebody from the Audi garage, and I'd had an Audi A5 before that, and it was when it was the new Audi A5 shape saloon. It was really nice, and I'd seen one that was like, yeah, matte grey. I was like, Batmobile kind of style. And I put a picture on my wall. I was like, I was just driving a crappy car before that Audi actually, And I put that picture on my wall and pictured me getting it, and ended up doing that. And that was about £400 actually. It was lease. I didn't buy it. It was like a lease deal, £400 a month. And that felt good because like I've been working hard, and I was just like, yeah, it's nice to have a nice car. First nice car, basically. I remember taking it around to my granddad Fred's, and it was like, it's a bloody limousine. It's unreal. He couldn't believe his eyeballs. And yeah, just a beautiful shape of a car. So after that, and he passed, then his car and buying this gold. I was in this funny period before Bali. I didn't know I was going to Bali at that time, but I just thought, well, I'm just going to buy a cheap van because I could save then like 150, 200 quid a week from my money coming in that I was earning from being a director of the company, part director, and, you know, working hard. I think it was only like 600 a week or something. And yeah, I could have easily put like 150 quid a week away then and saved it and then invested it. So Bitcoin was coming into play then, and I was getting interested in gold. So I was like, all I need to do, I could just buy a cheap van. And that was what was in my head. I just love vans. Even back then, I was like, I just want a van. I had some nice times in vans, and not even camper vans, just vans. I just think they're great vehicles. You can do a lot with them. And yeah, but I ummed and ahed and was looking at this Audi garage and the new Audi S3 saloon in blue. And I ended up going on Car Wow, I think it was, and getting the deals, but ended up going with Audi Lincoln, and it was just a pound under £600 a month lease for the Audi, so you don't own it. £600 a month. It was only about £400 a year insurance back then, but the petrol, whew, yeah. I think with the road tax, petrol, and insurance and lease, it was about 850 a month, like easily 800 a month, like paying out. And yeah, as soon as I drove it off the forecourt, I just had this. I just knew I'd made a mistake. I bought that vehicle after umming and ahhing about buying a cheap van and then saving this money and investing it and getting this Audi S3 saloon to look cool. I just instantly knew as soon as I drove it off the forecourt, I was like, you idiot. Why have you done this? It's just a vehicle. It's just a car. And it was great. I hardly drove it around. There was the quad exhaust at the back that I polished up because that looks cool from the back, but who cares? Like, I mean, I guess I was going through this wavering, paradoxical kind of time where I was waving in and out of selling everything and moving away, and then having something that made me feel more worthwhile in my current situation to like up the, yeah, to just make me feel more worthwhile or more happy or more content with where I was at the time, but I obviously wasn't. And no matter car purchases or whatever purchases are going to do that, are they? So yeah, I'm 41 now. I must have been, that was around 2014. It's about 10 years ago, isn't it? I was around 30. I ended up selling it before I went to Bali. I lost £3,000 on the car. You know, because it's on lease, you pay back the money, but you have to sell it, and then it's just, yeah, you just screwed anyway. That's why I don't think mortgages are any good. I don't think leasing anything's any good. And yeah, I just love vans. I wish I'd bought a van back then, but I don't. There's no regrets. It's just like, that's what I did at the time. Now I can talk about it and advise other people to just buy things that are more useful rather than flashy. That was definitely ego. That was an ego purchase. That was like a, look at me, Toddy's doing well. Here's the proof. Now I'm a much different person. Like I don't care. I really don't care. I've got nothing to prove now to anybody else, and it's probably taken a while to learn that. And not necessarily I was probably proving it. You're just in the system, aren't you? And you're just like, oh yeah, you've got to like keep up with appearances and be showing that you're, you know, moving forward and doing things. And it might look good, a flashy car, but it's just on a lease. You don't even own it. Got to give it back or pay a load of money at the end. And yeah, I just think the system that we're in, it's led to that thing where people are encouraged or persuaded or yeah, just kind of pushed into keeping up appearances with buying the flashy clothes, the brands, and whatever else it is. And I did consider, like with this van, getting it on finance because we had a bit of money come in, and I'm just trying to like cash flow things out because I've had no time to work on nonconformity company, even though I know it's going to be big. It's but I'm glad we bought this outright. I'm glad we got this outright because finance on vehicles, it's just not. You're just losing money. You're just losing loads of money. And I did finance on a new vehicle, so it's like a double loss. You're paying finance from the very beginning of a very new vehicle. So as soon as you drove it off the forecourt, it loses value, and it's just losing value. But you're paying more interest on that money. So it's like a double negative way of doing things. Very bad idea. But you know, I guess looking back to that time, I was just investigating different things with gold and Bitcoin and crypto was coming out, and investigating digital nomad lifestyle and things like this. So I guess I had to do it to realize and learn and be able to talk about it today to you all. But yeah, just vans are great. It's freedom. I've had a camper van before, and it wasn't designed very well, but it was great because it had the rear lounge, and you can open those doors. And we're doing one here. We've had 5 weeks to sort this van out, and a lot of people were just saying, "Oh, get an estate car, you have not got time," and all of this stuff. But we're doing it. Like we're making it into something in record timing, which is really taking shape. I only came back today and loving the garage, loving the countertop. That I've repurposed a table from upstairs, my old desk, uh, into the back kitchen, and yeah, it's just like what do you need? What do you actually need in life? You just need some clothes, some food, some equipment. And I really feel like we've completed the trifecta today because Starlink have got the Starlink Mini out, and it's 400 quid, and they've introduced a new tariff for 50 quid for 50 meg, which is fine. So I was looking into like phone contracts and things like that, but this one you can stick on the van. You can just have out. So we've got the Jackery battery and the solar panels on the way. We've got the fridge freezer. If we get the Starlink kit, which I'm going to go for, get that for 400 quid and then 50 quid a month, then we're done. Like internet's anywhere, we're moving around anywhere, so we can have it in the van, and that means we can go to the beach. And if somebody books coaching and we're at the beach, I can just be like, yeah, let's go to the beach, you guys enjoy some time, I'll do this coaching call now in the van with the Starlink and the Jackery battery and my new laptop, and a fridge and freezer with all of our supplies in. So yeah, it's making sense. Practicality, man. Everybody that's come around today has just been like, yeah, just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. I'm like, what are you doing? We're going in the van. Airbnb. But yeah, I love vans. I'm sitting in the van. We've got these new cushions today. 2 of those, 6 quid. So your neck is like supported, and you can just be like, drive, fall asleep while driving. or just relax a bit more while driving, because you've got this dead space here. So that's there. I've got this threaded charger cable over here, this mount here in the van, which I had for the old car, which I found like everything seems to be falling into place. It's a lot to think about, and a lot to coordinate as well, just coordinating more than we've had to do for a while. But I love all that. I love sales. I love coordinating. I love just having things to sort. It's good for the mind. But equally, I love just putting my feet up and doing not a lot, which we'll be doing a lot of in set after this madness. So yeah, I'll leave it there. I love vans. I think, yeah, just the ability to have a van, and even if you can just drive somewhere to a picnic spot and have your bikes in the back, or like a fridge freezer and like picnic stuff, and just drive out, just get out your house and go out into nature, you know, go out to some woods, go out and just like have some food, have a barbecue, do a bike ride, go and pick some flowers. Just get out of your house and do that. And vans, very cheaply, you can build something up and just build it as you go. That's what we're doing. So yeah, ciao.